Can I buy you a drink?
No, sorry, it's bad for my legs.
Why? Do they swell?
No, they spread.
Hey, babe.
Oh, God.
I got one for you.
Okay.
A lesbian couple and a couple of gay guys were moving to San Francisco.
Okay.
Who got there first?
No clue.
The lesbians. They went lickety-split.
Oh, my God.
While the gay guys were still packing their shit.
What the fuck is wrong with you, man? Oh my God, that's fucking phenomenal.
That was a good one, huh?
What is wrong with you? I cannot deal with your shit, man. I can't. I cannot deal with you. I can't.
I just had sex with a guy, more semen than you've ever seen in your life. I was like, did you just get out of jail? It's like, why have I been slimed? What's happening here?
What do nail polish and panties have in common? They both come off with alcohol.
What gets longer when you jerk it, fits between two boobs, goes in a hole, and loves to be pulled? I mean, I know the obvious answer here, Nicole, but tell me, what is it? The seatbelt, you pervert. Put it on.
What does a robot do at the end of a one-night stand? He nuts and bolts.
Oh my God. Hey, babe. You know what I'm going to get you for your birthday?
What?
A plunger, because you just love bringing up old shit.
So this guy's been in prison for 15 years when he finally escapes. He breaks into the closest house searching for money and guns. In the bed he finds a young couple. He takes the man, ties him to a chair, then gets on top of the wife and kisses her neck, all while tying her, and runs into the bathroom. The husband looks at his wife and goes, "Honey, he's an escaped convict. Look at his clothes." He probably spent a lot of time in prison and hasn't seen a woman in years. I saw how he kissed your neck. If you want sex, don't complain, don't resist. Just do what he says. He could be dangerous. And I'm sure the thought of it makes you as sick as it does me, but honey, I don't want to die. So please, just be strong. I love you. And the wife replies, "Honey, he wasn't kissing my neck. He was whispering to me." Yeah, he told me he was gay, thought you're cute, and asked if we had Vaseline. So I told him it was in the bathroom. Be strong, honey. I love you.
Do you know what the difference is between a clitoris and a golf ball?
I do not.
No, most men are quite happy to spend 10 minutes looking for a golf ball.
Dirty jokes. Every man should know. Episode 10, baby. Let's go. So there's this lady in a coma. Nurse giving her a sponge bath, right? And when she's washing her down and finally reaches her genitals, there seems to be a big spike in her vital signs. The next day, the woman's husband comes to visit, and the nurse tells him, it's like, "Hey, that may sound crazy, but if you give your wife oral sex, I think you might bring her out of a coma." She's like, "What do you have to lose, you know?" The husband's skeptical, but he's like, "I mean, all right, I guess." The hospital, promises to give them, all the privacy in the world, close curtains, close the door, lock the doors, close the windows. After a few minutes, the woman's vital signs flatlines. She's dead. Nurses and doctors rush in. You see the husband just standing there, zipping his pants up, and he's just like, "She choked."
So, drunk guy walks into a bar after he's already been bar hopping. Sees a sign above the bar. Win the bet, win $500. Guy looks at the bartender and says, "What do I gotta do to win the $500? Bartender says, "First, You gotta knock out our bouncer, and he's 6.5 foot tall, 250 pounds. Guy goes, is that it? Bartender then says, and out back in the alley, there's an old Rottweiler with an abscessed tooth. You gotta pull that tooth. Is that it then? Not quite. Third, there's an old 85-year-old woman who lives upstairs above this bar. She hasn't had sex in 30 years. You gotta show her a good time. Guy walks over, balls up his fist, knocks out the bouncer with one punch. Rolls up his sleeves, goes outside, closes the door. You hear yelping and carry on and yipping and everything else. Guy comes back in, his hair's all matted, clothes torn up, blood everywhere. Looks at the bartender and says, all right, where's that old lady with a tooth that needs pulled?
Man goes into his son's bedroom and sees him drinking a beer. And he says, son, you can't drink beer. You're not old enough. And the boy says, Dad, I got to tell you something. Last night, I had my first blowjob. His dad says, really? Well, congratulations. I'll go out in the kitchen and get you another one out of the fridge. We'll celebrate. And the boy says, no, that's not necessary. If one beer doesn't take the taste out of my mouth, I doubt two will.
Hey, babe.
What?
How are women like swimming pools?
How?
It costs a great deal to maintain for the amount of time you spend inside.
What's the difference between a hungry woman and a horny woman? Where she puts a cucumber.
What do you want?
Babe.
I'm trying to order.
I got a question. Okay. What do you call an alligator with a GPS?
I can't wait to see it, bro.
An alligator with a GPS. What do you call it?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
TikTok goes the clock.
I don't know, man.
Give me a guess.
Yeah, man.
Fucking cracker vision. I don't know.
Navigator.
Babe, what do women and screen doors have in common?
What?
The more you bang them, the looser they get.
It's not true.
Joke? A man goes to the pharmacist, and it's a female pharmacist, and he goes, excuse me, ma'am, I would really like to talk to a male pharmacist. The pharmacist explains, listen, my sister and I, we own this pharmacy. It's family owned. We're the owners. We're also the only pharmacist available. Whatever help you need, we're professionals. We're going to treat you here with dignity and professionalism. So tell me what your plight is. The man is shy, so he reluctantly agrees, but spills the beans. He says, listen, I have this problem. I have erections that last for 4 hours a day, and there's nothing I can do to get rid of them. It causes me embarrassment and shame. Is there anything you can give me for that? The pharmacist nods and goes, give me a few minutes. Let me confer with my sister. She comes back and says, this is the best we can do. A third ownership of the store, a king-size bed, a company car, and $3,000 a month for expenses.
Hey, babe.
What?
It's the best thing about fingering a gypsy on her period.
Wait, what?
Get your palm read for free.
Another naughty joke. These two girls were talking, and one girl said to the other, she's like, you date so many guys. She's like, how do you keep from calling them each other's names if you're on a date with them? The girl's like, well, she goes, I give them nicknames. She's like, nicknames? She was like, yeah. She said, like, 7-Up, Mountain Dew, and Jack Daniels. And she was like, okay, I still don't get it. She's like, well, she's like, Mike, I call him 7-Up because he's got 7 inches and he's always up. She goes, and then there's George. She goes, I call him Mountain Dew because whenever he mounts up on me, he knows what to do. So her friend was like, okay. She's like, 7-Up, Mountain Dew. She's like, but isn't Jack Daniels, isn't that a hard liquor? She was like, that's my Leroy.
Hey, honey. How'd the Burger King knock up the Dairy Queen? He forgot to wrap his Whopper.
Mama,
Yeah.
If a midget says that your hair smells good, is that sexual harassment?